So when you think Hublot, what usually pops into your head is probably pretty bold designs, right?
Yeah,
Maybe even a bit controversial.
definitely. Yeah, you're talking baby blue sapphire cases, maybe those snake patterns, multicolored ceramic,
Yeah.
stuff that really grabs your attention.
Exactly. They're not exactly known for being subtle. But today we're doing a deep dive on something quite different.
Mm.
The new Hublot Classic Fusion Essential Taupe. And our goal here is to sort of unpack how Hublot's using this classic fusion design, which, goes way back to their 80s original, to create what they're calling a softer impact.
Right.
We'll dig into your notes, the research, and try to figure out this interesting shift for them.
Yeah, it's fascinating because this essential taupe, it follows the essential gray from last year, and it's not just about adding a new color. It feels like a conscious move towards discretion.
Yeah.
They're talking about elegance, effortless flair. The idea seems to be making it like the most fundamental, the most essential watch in that whole collection, almost broadening the tent.
That makes sense. Taking a deliberate step back from the usual flashiness.
Mm-hmm.
That seems key here.
Absolutely.
So when we look at the actual watch, the core design, the materials, you mentioned two sizes.
Yeah, 42 millimeter or 45. And they're made from grade 5 titanium, polished and satin finished. So it's light, strong, has that kind of subtle shine.
Okay. And the classic Hublot stuff is still there.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
The tonneau-shaped case, that sort of barrel shape, not quite round, the mix of materials, the H-shaped screws on the bezel, the raised bezel itself, it's all there.
But maybe not shouting quite as loud.
Exactly. It's like they're saying all there, but not full frontal. It lets the form speak for itself a bit more quietly.
And the water resistance,
Yeah.
50 meters. Sufficient, maybe not spectacular, as I'm saying.
Right, which again kind of reinforces this isn't a hardcore dive watch. It's more about everyday wearability, that subtle luxury feel.
Okay, so let's talk about the defining feature.
Yeah.
The color. Taupe. A soft, light brown. Why is this specific color choice so significant, do you think?
Well, it's definitely distinctive. It gives it this originality, maybe what the source called a certain sartorial appeal. It feels, I don't know, thoughtful.
And the dial matches.
Yeah, it's sunray-brushed taupe, so you get that nice play of light, faceted markers and hands, date window at 3. And actually, a neat detail, the date window's position is slightly different on the 42 versus the 45.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Just to keep it nicely placed near the edge of the dial on both sizes. It's a small thing, but it shows attention to detail, and it really helps that whole monochromatic look, especially with the strap.
Right. The strap is tone-on-tone, too.
Yep, taupe rubber base with a woven textile insert on top. Keeps it very cohesive.
Okay, let's look under the hood. The movement. We've got the caliber HUB 1110 in the 42 millimeter and the HUB 1112 in the 45 millimeter.
Correct. And these are essentially the same base movement, a reworked Sellita SW300. Solid, reliable workhorse movement.
Runs at 4 hertz, about 48 hours power reserve.
Yeah.
Standard stuff. But, okay, a Sellita base.
Yeah.
We should probably touch on the price point later because that does raise questions for some people.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. And this is what, the 4th watch in this essential color series, right?
Yeah.
And it's only available online.
That's right. Exclusively on Hublot.com. And the price is the same for both sizes. CHF 7,700, EUR 8,800, or USD 8,900.
Okay.
So we've painted this picture of a surprisingly understated Hublot. Sophisticated, even. But, when a brand famous for being loud does something quiet, people are going to talk.
Sure.
Let's get into those expert opinions from the source material. Because there's praise, but also some critical points. On the positive side, people seem to think they look quite fantastic.
Yeah, the color gets good marks. The design feels powerful, but not, overdone. It has that effortlessly casual vibe.
But then, the critiques. Size is one.
Right.
Is 42 millimeters or even 45 millimeter just too big for something aiming for minimalism?
Right. There's an opinion floating around that maybe 38 or 39 millimeter would have hit the spot better, which is, a fair point depending on your taste.
And the movement value question we flagged earlier.
Exactly. Is a Sellita SW300 base, even if reworked, justified at nearly $9,000? Especially when, you look at a sister brand like Tag Heuer, maybe offering more advanced movements for less.
It definitely sparks that "what are you paying for" debate.
It does. It highlights how subjective value really is in luxury watches. Is it the brand, the design, the materials, the movement tech, or some combination?
And there was one more interesting point raised looking forward, something about an older model.
Ah, yeah. Seeing these apparently reminded someone of the discontinued Classic Fusion Ultra Thin. And it sparked this idea, this desire for maybe a future model like a 39 or 40 millimeter ultra thin titanium piece.
Thinner than these.
Yeah, maybe using a micro rotor movement to get it down to, say, around 8 millimeter thick. The thinking is that could be a really great asset for Hublot, a truly sleek, refined option.
Interesting thought. So wrapping this up, what does this essential taupe mean for you, the listener? It feels like more than just a watch release. It's a signal, perhaps.
I think so. It's Hublot maybe exploring a different facet of their identity, showing they can do subtle impact as well as, the big, bold statements.
So if you've maybe admired Hublot's innovation but found the usual aesthetic a bit much, this could be a really interesting entry point. It signals maybe a bit more versatility.
Definitely. Which leads to a final thought to ponder. Given Hublot's reputation, what does this whole understated essential series, and this taupe watch in particular, tell you about where the brand might be heading? Or even what does it say about how we define luxury and value in watchmaking today?